What do you do when the person who promised to love you forever tells you that you're worthless? When the life you built becomes a prison? When you forget what it feels like to be valued? This is the story of Jennifer Clark, a woman who lost herself trying to be enough for someone who would never see her worth. And the stranger in a coffee shop who saw what she couldn't see anymore, that she deserved better. From the outside, Jennifer had everything. She was 38 years old, living in Charleston, South Carolina, in a beautiful historic home with her husband of 15 years, Derek. He was a successful investment banker. She'd left her career as a graphic designer when their son, Ethan, was born. The plan was always that she'd go back to work once Ethan started school. But Derek convinced her the family needed her at home, that his career was demanding enough, that someone had to manage the household. So Jennifer became the perfect housewife. She kept the home immaculate, made gourmet dinners, volunteered at Ethan's school, organized Derek's social calendar, managed everything so his life could run smoothly. But somewhere in those 15 years, she disappeared. She stopped painting something she'd loved since childhood, stopped seeing her friends because Derek said they were a bad influence, stopped having opinions that contradicted his because it wasn't worth the argument. Derek's criticisms started small. The house wasn't clean enough. Dinner was too salty. She'd gained weight after the baby. Why couldn't she dress better when they went out? Over time, the criticisms became crueler, sharper, designed to cut. "You're lucky I stay with you. No one else would want someone so pathetic. All you do is sit around the house all day, and you can't even get that right. I make the money, I make the decisions. You contribute nothing." Jennifer told herself it was stress. His job was demanding, he didn't mean it. Things would get better, they never did. It was a Tuesday morning in October when everything shattered. Jennifer had spent all day Monday preparing for Derek's boss and his wife to come for dinner. She'd cleaned every surface, made a complicated French recipe she'd practiced twice, set the table with their wedding china. The evening went well. Derek's boss praised the meal. His wife complimented the home. Derek smiled and played the perfect husband. After they left, Jennifer started cleaning up, exhausted but relieved. Derek walked into the kitchen, loosening his tie. "Next time, try not to embarrass me," he said casually. Jennifer froze. "What?" "Your outfit. You looked frumpy, and you laughed too loud at Tom's jokes. It was desperate." She felt tears sting her eyes. I thought it went well." "Of course you did. You have no idea how these things actually work." He poured himself a drink. "I'm the one who has to smooth things over tomorrow. Apologize for my wife who can't even dress appropriately." "Derek, I wore the dress you approved." "Don't argue with me." His voice exploded through the kitchen. "This is exactly what I'm talking about. You can't do anything right. You sit in this house all day, spending my money, contributing nothing, and you can't even host a simple dinner without making me look bad." Jennifer's hands shook as she loaded the dishwasher. "I work 80 hours a week to support this family," Derek continued, his voice cold now. "And what do? Nothing of value. You're worthless, Jennifer. Completely worthless." The word hit like a physical blow. Worthless. 15 years of her life. Raising their son. Running their home. Supporting his career. Sacrificing her dreams. Worthless. Something inside Jennifer cracked. Not loudly, quietly, like ice breaking in spring. "I want a divorce," she heard herself whisper. Derek laughed. Actually laughed. With what money? You have nothing, no job, no savings, no skills that anyone would pay for. You think you can leave? Go ahead, try. You'll come crawling back within a week when reality hits. He left the kitchen, his drink in hand, like the conversation meant nothing. Jennifer stood alone, surrounded by dirty dishes and broken dreams. And for the first time in years, she knew he was wrong. She wasn't worthless, she was just trapped. The next morning, Jennifer dropped Ethan at school and drove aimlessly. She couldn't go home, couldn't face that house, couldn't pretend anymore. She ended up at a small coffee shop in downtown Charleston that she'd never been to before. It was quiet, safe, the kind of place where you could disappear into the corner and nobody would notice. She ordered a coffee she couldn't taste and sat by the window, staring at nothing. The tears came without permission. Silent at first, then heavier. She tried to stop them, aware that people were probably staring, but she couldn't. 15 years, wasted. And now what? Derek was right, she had no money of her own. The bank accounts were in his name. She'd given up her career. Who would hire a 38-year-old graphic designer who hadn't worked in 13 years? Excuse me. Jennifer looked up through blurred vision. A woman stood beside her table, late 40s, elegant in a simple navy suit, with kind eyes that held no pity, just understanding. "I'm sorry to intrude," the woman said gently, "but you look like you could use this." She held out a packet of tissues. Jennifer took them, embarrassed. "Thank you, I'm fine." "No, you're not." The woman smiled sadly. "May I sit for just a moment?" Jennifer nodded, too tired to refuse. The woman sat across from her, cradling her own coffee. She didn't ask questions, didn't push, just sat in companionable silence until Jennifer's tears slowed. "I'm Catherine," she finally said. "Catherine Wright." "Jennifer?" "Jennifer, I'm going to say something that might sound strange, but I need you to hear it." Jennifer waited. "Whatever made you cry just now, whoever made you feel small, they're wrong. I don't know your story, but I know that look in your eyes. I've seen it before. I've worn it before." Catherine leaned forward slightly. 20 years ago, I sat in a coffee shop just like this one, crying just like you are now. My husband at the time, my ex-husband, had convinced me I was nothing without him. That I was lucky he tolerated me, that leaving would be the biggest mistake of my life. Jennifer's breath caught. I believed him for years. I made myself smaller and smaller, trying to fit into the shape he wanted. Trying to be enough. But here's what I learned. You can never be enough for someone who's determined to make you feel insufficient. "What did you do?" Jennifer whispered. "I left with nothing but my daughter and 2 suitcases. I was terrified. I slept on my sister's couch for 6 months. I took whatever job I could find, administrative work, even though I had a business degree. I started over from absolute zero." Catherine's eyes held steady on Jennifer's. "Today I run my own company. We do marketing and brand consulting. Last year we brought in $8 million in revenue. I have 45 employees. I own my home. My daughter just graduated from medical school. And I haven't felt worthless in 19 years. Jennifer couldn't speak. "I'm not telling you this to brag," Catherine continued. "I'm telling you because someone needs to say what nobody said to me back then. You deserve better than this. Whatever this is, you deserve better." She pulled a business card from her purse and set it on the table. "My office is 2 blocks from here. If you want to talk about anything, about nothing, my number is there. No judgment, no pressure. Catherine stood to leave, then paused. Actually, I have a better idea. If you're not ready to go home right now, come to my office, see what's possible, see what a woman can build when she stops believing she's worthless. Jennifer stared at the business card through fresh tears. But these were different tears. For the first time in years, they weren't tears of pain. They were tears of recognition. Someone saw her, really saw her. Okay, Jennifer said, her voice stronger than it had been in months. I'll come. Catherine's office was stunning, a converted historic building with exposed brick, modern furniture, and floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the harbor. The walls were covered with successful campaigns, awards, photos of the team. And in the center of it all was Catherine, running a business she'd built from nothing. This is what started over looks like, Catherine said, gesturing around. This is what happens when you stop letting someone else define your worth. She introduced Jennifer to her team, young designers, account managers, strategists. Several were women who, Catherine quietly mentioned, had also been running from something when she hired them. I have a philosophy, Catherine explained. I hire potential over experience. I hire resilience over resumes. Some of my best employees came to me broken. But broken doesn't mean worthless. It means you've survived something. She turned to Jennifer directly. I saw your purse, the worn leather. Good quality, but old. You take care of things. You make them last. And I saw your hands, you're wearing your wedding ring. But there's a tan line that suggests you used to wear other rings you don't wear anymore. You've made yourself smaller. Removed the things that made you, you. Jennifer looked down at her hands, shocked. She'd stopped wearing her grandmother's rings years ago because Derek said they were gaudy. I also noticed, Catherine continued gently, that you have paint under your fingernails. Very faint, but it's there. You're an artist, aren't you? I was, Jennifer whispered. A long time ago. No, you are. You just stopped believing it. Catherine poured them both coffee in her office, a bright space, with a view that took Jennifer's breath away. I'm going to make you an offer, Catherine said, and I want you to really think about it before you answer. Jennifer nodded. I need a creative director, someone who understands design but also understands storytelling, someone who can connect with clients on a human level. My company is growing faster than I can manage alone. Catherine, I haven't worked in 13 years. I don't even know what programs. I don't care. Programs can be learned. What I need is someone with vision, someone who knows what it's like to be invisible and can therefore see others who are invisible. Someone who understands that branding isn't about logos, it's about making people feel seen. She leaned back in her chair. I'm offering you a 3-month trial position, $35 an hour to start. You come in, you learn, you contribute what you can. After 3 months, we evaluate. If it's not working, no hard feelings. If it is working, we negotiate a permanent position with salary and benefits. Jennifer's mind raced. $35 an hour, that was, she calculated quickly, over $6,000 a month. Her own money. But there's a condition, Catherine said seriously. This isn't charity. I'm not rescuing you. I'm offering you an opportunity to rescue yourself. You have to do the work. You have to show up. You have to rebuild your skills and your confidence. I'll support you, mentor you, believe in you. But you have to believe in yourself too. I don't know if I can, Jennifer admitted, her voice breaking. Yes, you do. You're sitting in my office right now. You could have gone home, could have accepted that your husband was right, could have given up, but you're here. That took courage. Catherine stood and walked to the window. 20 years ago, someone told me I deserved better. I didn't believe them. It took me another year to leave, a year of misery I didn't have to endure. Don't make my mistake, Jennifer. She turned back. You deserve better. Come, build something. With me. Build yourself back. Jennifer said yes. That afternoon, she went home and told Derek she was taking a job. He laughed at first, then he got angry, then he threatened. But for the first time, Jennifer didn't back down. I'm working, she said calmly, and I'm opening my own bank account, and we're going to counseling or we're getting divorced. Your choice. Derek chose divorce. Because men who need to control can't handle women who refuse to be controlled. The divorce was ugly. Derek fought for everything. But Jennifer had something he didn't. Catherine's support, her own income, and a lawyer Catherine connected her with who worked with abused women. It took 14 months, but Jennifer walked away with joint custody of Ethan, half the marital assets, and most importantly, her freedom. At Catherine's company, Jennifer flourished. She took online courses at night, relearning design software. She worked with clients, discovering she had a gift for understanding what they needed even when they couldn't articulate it. Her first major campaign rebranding a women's shelter won a regional award. The campaign's tagline, written by Jennifer, was simple: You are not what happened to you. Within 2 years, Jennifer became Catherine's full partner. They renamed the company Wright and Clark Creative. Together, they built it into one of the most respected agencies in the Southeast. But more than that, they created a culture of second chances. They hired women rebuilding their lives, single mothers, abuse survivors, women told they were worthless who needed someone to see their worth. 5 years after that day in the coffee shop, Jennifer stood in front of a room full of college students, giving a guest lecture on entrepreneurship. Someone once told me I was worthless, she told them, and for years I believed it. I let that lie define me. I made myself smaller and smaller until I almost disappeared. She clicked to the next slide, a photo of Wright and Clark Creative's team. 37 employees, multiple offices, clients across the country. Then a stranger in a coffee shop saw what I couldn't see, that I deserved better. She didn't save me. She offered me a chance to save myself. There's a difference. Jennifer's son, Ethan, now 16, sat in the audience, beaming with pride. He'd watched his mother transform from a shadow into a force. The saddest thing about being told you're worthless, Jennifer continued, is that eventually you start to believe it. You forget who you were before someone convinced you that you were less. You forget that you have gifts, talents, dreams, value. She paused, looking directly at the young faces before her. So if you're in that place right now, if someone in your life is making you feel small, I need you to hear this. They're wrong. You are not worthless. You are not trapped. You are not stuck. Her voice grew stronger. You deserve better, and somewhere out there is a person, an opportunity, a moment that will remind you of that truth. But here's the hard part. You have to be brave enough to believe it. You have to be brave enough to come when someone offers you better. Today, Wright and Clark Creative has a special program. They offer paid internships exclusively to women who are rebuilding their lives. single mothers going back to school, abuse survivors entering the workforce, women who've been told they're too old, too inexperienced, too broken. Last year, they hired 12 interns. 10 became permanent employees. Catherine is 67 now, planning to retire in a few years. Jennifer will take over as CEO, and the cycle will continue, women lifting women, seeing worth where the world sees worthless. Derek remarried. Jennifer heard through mutual friends that his new wife is already looking smaller, quieter, less herself. Jennifer sent her a card with just a business card inside and a handwritten note. When you're ready, you deserve better. Jennifer never remarried, though she dated. She says she's married to her work, her son, her life. She has a small house on the water where she paints every Sunday morning. Her art abstract pieces, full of color and movement, hangs in her office. Each painting is titled with the same 2 words, I'm enough, because that's the truth Derek tried to steal from her. The truth Catherine helped her remember. The truth she now speaks to every woman who walks through her door feeling worthless. You're enough, exactly as you are. Someone in your life right now is being told they're worthless. Maybe it's someone you know. Maybe it's you. If it's you, you deserve better. Whatever situation you're in, whatever person is making you feel small, whatever life you're tolerating because you think you can't do better, you can. You deserve better. And if you know someone who's hurting, be their Catherine. See them. Remind them of their worth. Offer them better. You don't have to save them. Just show them that saving themselves is possible. Jennifer was one coffee shop breakdown away from giving up. Instead, she met someone who said 4 words that changed her life. You deserve better. Come. Where can you go? What better are you brave enough to choose? Your worthless is someone else's lie. Your better is waiting. Come. If this story gave you hope, please share it. Someone needs to hear it today. Subscribe for more true stories of courage that prove it's never too late to choose better. And remember, you are not worthless. You never were.